best. It's been business as usual up at Thorpe Arch today. Celtic flew down for a behind closed doors game, a chance for some of Simon Grayson's fringe players and trialist Matty Patterson to get some more time in front of the Leeds United boss, and James has been up there and has all the details on a win for the Whites.
A Scottish legend and Scottish weather greeted Celtic to Thorpe Arch. The boys were in town to take on a United reserve side, which included several first-teamers. Mike Taylor, Paul Connolly, Lloyd Sam, Ben Parker, Ramon Nunes and Billy Painter were all involved, while trialist Matty Patterson was also given a run-out. Boss Neil Redfern was pleased with the performance as Leeds ran out 2-0 winners.
Cracking game, yeah. I mean, outstanding performance. I thought, for long spells, Celtic had a lot of possession and moved the ball really well. It was a strong side they brought. And to be fair to the lads, we worked ever so hard, compact, brought play up and counter-attacked, and in the end, we probably ran out worthy winners.
South Africa international Patterson scored his second goal in a week for the reserves as he looks to impress Simon Grayson.
He's a tenacious little player, red hair, which is familiar, isn't it? He gets about, closes down and puts his foot in, and he backs play up, and he gets round in and around the box, and he's prepared to finish, and he nicks a goal or two. You can see that. And again, he's an experienced player that's played at an high level, international level, and he's obviously got something. There's no two ways about it.
Painter has returned to Leeds after a loan spell at Brighton, and he grabbed United's second goal against the Glasgow Giants.
Billy did well. He led the line well. He started a little bit slowly, and then he got a bit of encouragement from the side, and he started livening up, But he's an experienced player, he's an experienced player, and he's a big target man, and he pushed and shoved and got his body in and held play up well. Looked dangerous, had 2 or 3 chances, thought it weren't going to be his day, and then he came up with a goal at the back stick at the end, and to be fair to him with his work rate, he earned that.
Yet again, the Whites benefit from facing strong opposition at Thorpe Arch. All those involved will be hoping for a start against Birmingham City next week.
And from a cold, wet and windy Thorpe Arch to the studio, James, good run out despite the conditions.
Yeah, it was a good run out. Celtic brought down a pretty strong team, mostly of young players. But of course, they've got a fantastic pedigree up in Scotland, massive club, and it was good to see them down at Thorpe Arch and to give some of our fringe players a chance to impress the staff here.
OK, talking of impressing, who did impress?
I think Matty Patterson did pretty well, grabbed another goal. Neil Redfern has been saying he's got a bit of a trick. He's got something about him, obviously an international player. Billy Painter grabbed a goal. Good to see him in among it. And Redfern picked out centre-back Paul Connolly, said that he had a good game as well. So, yeah, so some good performances. I must mention Ramon Nunes, who looks particularly impressive today.
And Ben Parker gets some more time on the pitch. Is he looking sharper?
He certainly is, yeah. He's now played 2 of these behind closed doors games in a week. Both times he's been up and down that left side. He's looking quick, he's looking sharp, he's looking extremely fit. So, yeah, it looks like he's in a good place right now.
And the thought is he'll probably go out on loan?
I think so, yeah. I think that's what Ben wants to do. He wants to go and get some first-team games. The chances of him getting in the first team here, it's unlikely. We've got a lot of players down that left side, Pugh, White, so many others, the list goes on and on and on. So, yeah, he wants to go out, get some games, and hopefully come back to Leeds a stronger player and an option for Simon.
James, as always, thank you very much. Now, last night it was a busy night for LUTV, the first Lorimer's Bar of 2012 in the Nicky Chapman Suite, and it was a goalkeeping special. Andy Beasley, the goalkeeping coach, first choice keeper Andy Lonergan, Mike Taylor and young keeper Alex Kent, who recently signed a new deal, were all there answering questions along with Leeds legend Peter Lorimer.
3 keepers and a coach joined hotshot Peter Lorimer in the Nicky Chapman Suite at Elland Road on Monday night. It was a shot-stopping special at Lorimer's Bar as the fans got to quiz Andy Lonergan, Mike Taylor, Alex Cairns and Andy Beasley. As ever, there was plenty of banter, but not before Lash and Lonergan reflected on Saturday's home win over Ipswich.
We didn't play particularly well. The players looked nervous. I think they might have been aware of there was a lot of pressure on the match, and they did look nervous. But at the end of the day, a little bit of fortune, and we scrambled the result 3-1. I don't think for 1 minute we should be carried away with the result. I think, as Simon said, there is. I think we do need to strengthen a little bit if possible. And also, I do think we need confidence within the camp if possible, because obviously, you know, other things, off the field things, does interfere with the confidence of the players.
Lonergan was disappointed to concede a deflected goal against the Tractor Boys, but delighted to pick up the 3 points.
I mean, the goal itself is, you know, I've not read any press, but I know I get stick for it. But it's a deflection, it's an own goal in my eyes. The ball's come off Danny Pugh, 4 yards from me. I didn't have time to react. Apart from that, I thought, you know, personally, I know the conditions well. The ball's deflected 4 yards in front of me. If it's my fault or my hands up, I probably might have done a little bit better with reacting. But, you know, I'm not bothered. We won 3-1. I felt like I did everything right, so move on.
Lonergan has recently been given the captain's armband by Simon Grayson after Paddy Kisnorbo was ruled out for the rest of the season, and the former Preston man is enjoying the extra responsibility.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it to come here and sort of, you know, be made captain in such a short space. Whatever the circumstance, it don't matter. It's a great privilege and probably the best honour of my career. You know, a captain's role is pretty sort of, it's not as big as you might think. Do you know what I mean? You should have 11 leaders on the pitch, but it's, you know, it's a good role for me, and I like to think I lead by example, sort of, you know, in how I go about my business during the week. So I'm proud. Yeah, I mean, Barcelona keeper's captain, Real Madrid keeper's captain, Rangers captain of Liverpool. You know, I don't know why you'd moan about it. The keeper's always the most vocal man on the pitch.
Elland Road board member Lorimer went on to talk about Johnny Howson and said the club had done the right thing from a business point of view.
The realistic side of the story is that Johnny's had a contract in front of him for months now, and as far as I know, even up until last week or the week before, he hadn't showed any great desire to sign this contract. We've got about 15, 16 games to go to the end of the season, of which Johnny's going to be out anyway for 3 or 4 of them with his fitness. So then we had the decision as a football club, what do? Do you wait till the end of the season, and if we don't get promotion, Johnny just walks away? Or do you do what is right for the business side of the football club and take the money that was on offer so that we can strengthen the squad? And I think, you know, to everybody who understands a little bit of business, a little thing about how things should be done, I think the club have made the right decision. I know it's not the right decision as far as some of the fans are concerned, but for the future of the club and going on, we've got to do that, because at the end of the day, this deal was heavily stacked in Johnny's favour. Johnny had nothing to lose. If Johnny walks away at the end of the season, if we didn't get promotion, he wanted to play for a Premier club. He did that. It didn't affect him one iota. But if he had have done that, it would have affected the club a lot, because we'd have lost a good player and we wouldn't have had any of the financing to help strengthen the squad. So the sensible decision was to cover the club's interest and take the offer that we had from Norwich.
As ever, there was plenty to keep everyone entertained at Lorimer's Bar. Keep watching LUTV this week to hear the fans quiz the keepers.
Good entertainment as always at Lorimer's Bar, and we'll bring you more throughout the week right here on LUTV. That's almost it for tonight, though. Tomorrow night we'll hear from Neil Redfern. He gives us an update on the progress of the under-18s as they go second in the Premier League Academy League. But for tonight, from myself, James and the team at We Are Leeds, that is your lot. Thank you and good night.